Hi guys, it's Eamon here. This video is part 2 of my last video when I talked about the NICU fellowships in Canada. So this video is to highlight the requirement, how to apply, and whether you're eligible to apply or not. So yeah, here you go. So I just want to show you first this website, which you can find a lot of information in it. So it's called CARMS. So you just type carms.ca and it's going to take you to this website, which is the Canadian Residency Matching System. Yeah, if you scroll down, you can see all categories in this website. The first one is the R1. It's basically for the initial residency match or application. Now for NICU fellowship specifically, especially for the IMGs, you jump here to the PSM, which is the pediatric subspecialty match. Click on it and it's going to take you to all fellowship available to all fellowships available in pediatrics. So you go to program descriptions and it's going to take you to this long list of fellowships. So all of these, you can check any fellowship you're interested in. So specifically for the NICU, neonatal perinatal medicine, you click on it and then it's going to show you all these programs here which offer the NICU training. So we talked about all of these programs in the previous video, as you remember, right? Yeah. So and then each program has some kind of a little spiel. So for example, Dalhousie University, here if you click on it, it's going to show you who's the program director, who's the admin person or the contact person, and then a little bit about the program, as you can see. And then here they ask you about some requirements. For example, do you need to be Canadian citizen? Do you need to have language proficiency test? Do you need any other exams? Or like medical student performance record, for example, or a personal letter, photo, CV, etc. You need some exams. So some programs will ask you for a specific requirement, some other programs will not. Some of the requirements are related to the provincial authority, licensing authority that will give you the license. So the program will offer you the fellowship, right? But you still have to apply for a license to practice medicine in that province where that program is. And for example, let me give you one more example. So let's say you apply to Ottawa, for example. Okay, so you click Ottawa, you again read the information. Not sure if why the internet is slow nowadays. Anyway, so you can see the program director, the contact personnel, etc. And then a little bit about the program. And then they asking you for, like here, for example, it says all candidates must meet the Ontario criteria for of eligibility. And then there is a link, click on it, and then it takes you there. So of course you have to browse around, surf around these links and figure out each program, what requirements each program is asking for. So yeah, and then for example, let's say you get an offer from Ottawa, right, which is in Ontario. You still have to apply for a license in Ontario to practice medicine on Ontario. And then of course the licensing authority, which is the CPSO in Ontario, will have some requirement and some specific application and process you have to go through to get the license. Now the other thing you need to know is that when you come to Canada, or before you come to Canada, you need a visa or a work permit to come and do the fellowship, which is work in Canada, right? So as whenever you have the offer for the NICU fellowship, then you can submit it with your application to get a work permit. If you want to learn more about like immigration, work permit, how to apply, how to visit, just go to this website, Immigration and Citizenship Canada, and it is the only and single website that is controlled and managed by the government of Canada and tells you anything you need to know regarding visit, work, etc., study, etc., etc., right? So everything is in here, how to apply for the work permit and the visa and all of that. Of course, when you get the letter from, or the offer letter for the fellowship, the program will help you and will go with you like step by step how to apply and all of that. Obviously, you have to apply to the Canadian embassy in the country that you reside in. Now, if you are a Canadian citizen, or if you have a permanent resident card in Canada, then obviously you do not need to apply for a work permit. If you're a Canadian citizen, then you just do the fellowship without any need for a work permit, or if you have a permanent residency card, that's a different story. So just one more thing I want to say is that all programs in Canada, of course I'm talking about the NICU programs, they're all excellent. They all have the same structure, they all follow the objectives of the Royal College, and they're all accredited by the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons in Canada. So it doesn't really matter where you end up, as long as you get an offer, just come on in. I just want to mention a few things, or I want to highlight a few good things about some of the programs that I've been to. Now, it doesn't mean other programs that I haven't been to, they don't have the same highlights. I really like the TNE fellowship here. I haven't done my initial NICU fellowship here, but throughout my interaction with the other fellows, it's an amazing place to be for sure, and to do the fellowship for sure. The TNE fellowship is like really very well structured, and it follows the new accreditation by the Royal College for the AFC programs. Now, Toronto, it's a huge program, and it's one of the biggest name in Canada and probably in the world when it comes to the NICU. So as I said in the last video, you would have to rotate in between the three centers in Toronto. It's a pretty busy place, but of course it's a great place to learn and network as well, for sure. The next one is University of Manitoba. Now, I haven't done any official fellowship in Manitoba. However, I've done 3 electives so far, and they've been all in the TNE and POCUS. Now, this place is amazing and is very POCUS oriented, which is something I'm interested in. Now, you might not be interested in this field, but I'm just saying this place is amazing. The NICU program here is very strong. Even the pizza program, everyone says it's a very strong program here. The NICU fellowship program is also very strong. It's very focus oriented, as I said, and I really like it. Now, last but not least, as you know from my very first video, I'm biased towards Western. I've started here. I like this place. So I think what's special about the NICU program in London is teaching. Like I've been to many programs in Canada, obviously not all of them, but the amount of teaching you receive and you get in Western is impressive. There is teaching every day in the morning for 1 hour, from neonatal presentation to journal clubs to case rounds to seminars. It's amazing. There is a lot of bedside teaching as well. The other thing about Western is that as a fellow you get to do a lot of hands-on procedures, especially some of the procedures that you don't get the chance to do in other programs. For example, a PICC line. So in London, a PICC line is a procedure that is usually done by a fellow. Now, some nurses and nurse practitioners would do it, but usually it's the fellow. Now, other programs, the fellows don't even do IVs or don't even get the chance to do IVs. Now, of course, if you're interested in doing an IV or a PICC line in some other programs, of course you would get the chance to, but it's going to be on your own, or you have to fight for it. So yeah, teaching procedures. People are so nice in London, and I can't say enough about this place. So hope that helps, and please comment or text me if you have any questions, and yeah, thank you for listening.